Hi, my name is Jason Dinesen. I'm an accountant and enrolled agent in the state of Iowa, and I've been presenting at myCPE for many years now, over 3 years. And I present a lot on Form 1099. In fact, that was the very first thing I ever taught a class on back in 2012 at a hotel conference room in West Des Moines, Iowa. And it was an all-day in-person seminar on 1099s. Now, I wouldn't recommend going to an 8-hour seminar on 1099s. That's a little intense. But here, we're going to spend just a few minutes talking about Form 1099. And this video is designed for both practitioners and business owners, office professionals, anybody involved in the 1099 preparation process. Just giving you a little tidbit on 1099s. So who issues 1099s? The answer is businesses and nonprofits. Nonprofits are considered businesses for purposes of 1099s. And mainly for contract labor, that's what we spend most of our time in this little myCPE short talking about is contract labor, but rent payments and sometimes other payments might need to be reported on a 1099 as well. So with contract labor, this is specific really to contract labor or to rent as well. $600 is the threshold. So if you paid somebody less than $600, you don't need to worry about issuing a 1099. So that's really the first question you need to ask on contract labor and rent is, did you pay someone $600 or more during the year? If the answer is no, then that's it. You don't need to do any further analysis. If the answer is yes, then you still might not need to issue a form because you have to look at how you paid the other party and whether or not the other party is a corporation. So first on that $600 threshold, how do you determine it? If we give you the accountancy answer, it's calendar year basis using cash method. In plainer language, you're looking at what you actually paid out from January through December. Now, what if you paid a corporation? Generally, payments to corporations are not reported. That includes contract labor and rent. You do not report payments to corporations. Two big exceptions where you do send 1099s to corporations. One is payment for medical services. So medical services would be anytime your business directly pays a medical professional. That could be maybe you're a medical center and you have doctors that you employ as independent contractors. You would need to send those doctors a 1099, even if the doctors have an S Corp, which they probably do have an LLC taxed as an S Corp, you're still sending a 1099. It also is anytime your business directly pays a medical professional. And that could include things like chiropractors, acupuncturists, physical therapists, if your business is directly paying them. Also, veterinary services. If you're a farm or a ranch, you send a 1099 miscellaneous box 6 to the veterinarian. And then you have payments to attorneys, two types of payments. There's legal services that your attorney does. That's 1099 NEC. I think that gets missed a lot. That your attorney does some work for you, that's contract labor, 1099 NEC, even if the attorney or their firm is a corporation. And then you have lawsuit settlements where the settlement money flows through a law firm, which is typically how settlements work. That's 1099 miscellaneous box 10. And then you have payments made with credit cards and debit cards. If you pay a contractor using your credit card or debit card, your business does not send a 1099 to the contractor because the merchant processor on the contractor's side may or may not send a form called a 1099K. to the contractor. A merchant processor is just like the background back-end company that actually processes the card and sends the money to the recipient. And then you have Venmo and PayPal and other such apps and platforms. You use any app or platform, whether it's on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, Venmo, PayPal, Fiverr, etc. It gets trickier because you may or may not need to send a 1099 when you pay that way. If in that app or platform, you are paying either through the contractor's business profile or you mark goods and services while making the payment, you don't send a 1099 NEC. Instead, that third-party processor is what it's called. Venmo, PayPal, those are third-party processors. They'll may or may not send a 1099K to the contractor. One other note, if you pay through Zelle, which is a common payment platform, Zelle says it does not think it's a third-party processor and will not be issuing 1099Ks. So if you use Zelle to pay your contractors, you need to send the 1099 NEC. And then just real quickly on a couple of other types of payments outside of contract labor. Rent, business-related rent payments go in box 1 of the 1099 miscellaneous. That could be for things like storefront rentals, but also equipment rental, including things like your office equipment, like a copy machine in your office. But keep in mind, you don't send 1099s for rent payments to corporations. So that'll probably get you out of needing to send a lot of those 1099 miscellaneous box 1s for things like copy machines. You're probably paying a corporation. And then last, just quickly on 1099 INT, because I do get quite a few questions on this form. 1099 INT is for interest payments that your business made. You almost never send to banks, so don't panic that you've never sent a 1099 INT to the bank or to the credit card company if you have a credit card that you're paying down and paying interest on in your business. And those are corporations. Almost certainly those are corporations. You don't send to corporations. What's more common for especially your typical Main Street type of business is you're a corporation and one of the owners of your business, a shareholder, made a loan to the corporation. When the business pays back that loan to the shareholder, you must include an interest calculation. There has to be an interest component to the paybacks. And at the end of the year, if the interest that your business paid that shareholder is $600 or more, you would send the shareholder a 1099 INT to report those interest payments. So that's just a little bit about 1099s. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If you're a tax pro watching this, check out my very popular 2-hour webinar on 1099s. Thanks so much and have a great day.